Well, I didn't buy a bike today and I didn't work on one yet. Been cleaning and preparing for a garage sale. I have a lot of bike parts at this garage sale. It's going to be on the 10th here in Portland, in Northeast. I'll make some posts about it on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, it's Star Michael Builds at Instagram or, whatever. But I did do a little garage sale with my sister. And I got a few things. Stop you right in the way. Got this big old free TV box, which I think will be big enough to ship a frame in. So that's exciting. I have a few frames for sale up on eBay right now. But I figured I'd look at this weird garage sale stuff. This was the last and coolest thing I got. It is an original 1988 Alf doll. And it's like a clapper one, so you can hook it on something. Shockingly, I was just talking about Alf. It's free on YouTube right now. I just found it last night, so I watched like the first several episodes. And, it basically more or less holds up and is a super good time for my childhood. So, Alf doll. I think this is the first thing I got. It's a little mini USB fan, which might be real nice for the summer, or maybe I'll stick on the dash of my truck. It's got an old wired in fan on the dash, which I tore the wire out of and need to fix. That barely works, but let's be hot rodding and modernizing it. Pretty funny. Got a sweet Bondo Buster board, so you can hook sandpaper up and around on this and do long swipes on your car to do all your welding and your body work, and put a little bit of Bondo on to make it smooth again. It's pretty cool. I'm planning to do a bunch of work on my truck this summer. This box also has the styrofoam in it, which is nice for packing and keeping stuff from getting crushed. Here's some stuff. The guy I got the Bondo board from, I got some Nicholson files. I got a Pogue CD I don't have yet. I don't know if I haven't really talked about it, but I'm obsessed with CDs because I used to be obsessed with records, but I sold them all when I started my first shop to pay my own rent. Get a backpack every month. Back when rent was affordable in this town. So I've been buying CDs like crazy because they're like free at garage sales and 50 cents and $1. And went to a little tool sale. I bought some tools. Got a little Topeak bike multi-tool screwdriver for $1. Got another little metric multi-tool for $1, about 50. I got a punch that's all round. This is what I usually like to use to remove crown races instead of the big ones. You have to really get in. This can sort of barely get in. It's got a little more clearance to get on your crown race and your fork, so you don't like hit your fork crown and do stuff. So I'm missing one of these. Got $1. Something that's hard to live without. Extendo pole magnets. And a cool, weird, little awkward, bendy one for getting in tight spots. Little magnet tools are great, $1 each. Got a 10mm for doing some cassette bodies and some weird stuff. I think I already have one, but why not? These are snap ring pliers. It's usually like $15. You barely ever have to use them, but I don't have one right now, I think. And it was $1. It has all the little angles and doodads. Remove snap rings, and you can use them on some other little stuff once in a while. Like about once every 5 years I have to use them. Found an FSA carbon fiber fork like expansion plug for instant and eighth. I'll never use it, but it's cool. Maybe I'll put it on my eBay, and I'm sure I paid like $1 for it. Set of feeler gauges. This is great for like car stuff, for setting gaps and valve lashes and stuff. And I have to do the valves on my old 60 pickup. They're out of adjustment. I need to mess with them. And this is nice. I got a little bit of angle to them, so it make it easier to get in and out. Spark plug socket. Mine's not great, and I broke the spark plug last time I messed with it. And another 8mm wrench. It's really long for like taking crank bolts off, where we stick off away from the cranks. This side's short, but I'll just use a cheater bar, or maybe someday I'll braze a tube right onto it. And a mini pocket screwdriver, it's a little Craftsman one I got for $1. These are the best. You should always grab these up when you see them. I really love them for peeling the grime off of derailleur pulleys. You can turn the chain, just run it against the pulleys, get all the grime off. Poking and prying and picking little things up. Yeah, cleaning stuff. These things are just invaluable. I need a zillion of them. I got a couple of these little boxes, just empty boxes. They're great for shipping derailleurs or hubs or whatever in. This was a fun score. So they wanted 40 bucks for this bag of wrenches, and they're all Pittsburgh brands, just like crappy Harbor Freight wrenches, but they're the cool gear wrenches. So they have a ratchet built in, so you have to take them off and futz them. You can stick them on like a ratchet. I love gear wrenches. They're great for everything. On bikes, I mostly only use 3 sizes. I use 15s for track nuts, or any axle nuts really. I got 2 15s in here, and then 10 millimeters, which is the greatest size of all time. This is almost every bike bolt in the world, the 10. Especially hard to reach places like Campy C-post bolts. And I cannot find my 10s. I haven't found them in forever. I might have given them away or sold them or lost them. It has 2 10s in here. So I'm super excited to have 10 mils again. And it has an extra 8, which is the other size for everything on bikes. I have like 3 or 4 8s floating around. Now I've got a couple. I already got one long 8 up here. But now I got 10s! So exciting to see how long until I lose them. And the 2 15s and a bunch of like 14s, 12s, 13s, some 17s. Stuff you really don't use on bikes. Like the 17s you use on like hub axle nuts, but you don't really use the ratchet inside. But whatever. Maybe I'll put the rest of them out of my own swap meet and sell them to you. Make my 20 bucks back that I talked them down to. And then my sister bought me this little old radio, jukebox style radio, Avon aftershave bottle. Our dad was really into these when we were a kid. He'd always buy them for 10 cents at thrift stores and use them as aftershave. So it was just kind of cool and fun. $1 for, you know, some more glass in the way nonsense. It's fun. Yeah, this frame shipping box with the big piece of styrofoam on the bottom, 2 little ones for the top corners. Just absolutely heaven. 3 frames on eBay. Hopefully one of them sells. We'll see. But that's it. And I really should start on the Bridgestone 400, but it's not here. It's at Lindsay's. Maybe I'll go grab it. But I do have the little Shogun in pink, and I do have the white wheel set off the fixed gear. I do have several sets of spare cranks and spare headsets and tons of stems and bars and pedals and everything else. I think the Shogun has like no braze-ons. It's an early enough bike. So it's a really cool candidate for fixed gear conversion. I think the fork's bent, so we can use the fork straightening tool again. And I'll probably pinch in the rear end a little bit, make it 120 and realign the dropouts so to show that stuff. So I think after I put this stuff away, I might start the Shogun. So thanks for watching.